Nothing but a good time. A hit song for Poison back in the 80s. And if you're longing for the big hair, the music, all of it, you'll love this book, Nothing But a Good Time, The Uncensored History of the 80s Hard Rock Explosion.
Tom Beaujour and Richard Bienstock are the book's authors. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming on with us. So I'm looking at some of the, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue. They always we had this impression that they were super, super wild, and they make headlines for wild behavior. Did you find that it was more of an image, or was it the reality?
I think they were both. They were, at the same time, incredibly wild people, and also incredibly hard workers. And it was like the combination of the two things that really got them to the top. Like these, Nikki Sixx really worked harder than anyone else, turning Motley Crue into the band that would dominate the world. And the same with Axl and Slash. These were people who practiced all the time. They really put their full selves into their success. So did they party? Yes, but the work ethic was also formidable.
Yeah. So Richard, you have, I feel like Van Halen and Bon Jovi are in one basket over here, and your Skid Rows and your Warrants and your Wingers are over here. And it seems like the labels didn't want anything with the Motley Crues and the Wingers and the Warrants. Why is that? Despite how popular they became, what did the labels miss?
I think that, one thing you see is that, especially in the early part of the decade, the labels wanted absolutely nothing to do with this, as you said. And as a result, the music became a very sort of DIY grassroots movement. Among the bands, they were putting out their own records on their own record labels. They were signing to these little indie labels and just kind of doing whatever they can to make their stage show as, just must see as possible, because the labels in the early 80s, they want punk bands, they want new wave bands, they want the Go-Go's and the Knack and all that. And they look at this music really as dinosaur music, as one of the guys in Quiet Riot calls it, because they see it kind of as a continuation of your Led Zeppelins and your Kisses, that kind of thing. And they're just looking for something new. So the bands really have to take it upon themselves to get out in front of the fans and get out in front of the labels and make it happen.
Looking back and reflecting on the legacy of these groups, are they surprised at their music? Because you still hear, obviously you still hear Guns N' Roses quite a bit. You still hear Poison in bars, sometimes at weddings even. What's the reflection on the legacy they've left behind?
I think they're really in a good place now. I think in the 90s, they were really shocked when grunge music kind of came in and blew them out for a decade. But now I think they're really grateful. They realize that enough time has passed that it's the new classic rock now. People go see them. Motley Crue was supposed to do a stadium tour with Poison last summer, and it'll happen eventually. But, the fans are really hungry for this, and I think the artists are, grateful and very positive, and they're just so happy to be able to go out and play for people and work, and some of them make a living. It's really a great time for them, actually.
Yeah.
Well, Richard, I wondered if there was more to it than I know the timing was. It seems like these metal bands disappeared, and then Nirvana was there, but I didn't know if one necessarily caused the other. Why should one cause the downfall of the other?
That's a good question, and that's actually something that is addressed in the book, not just by these bands, but by the bands that supposedly took them down. We talked to people in Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. They actually say the same exact thing. They were not there to try to take down another genre. And quite, to the contrary, in the early days, there was a lot of overlap. These bands were touring together. Sometimes they had played in previous bands together. It became this sort of us against them type of thing, pitted that way in the mainstream media. But among the bands, it certainly wasn't that way at the beginning.
It's so interesting, too, because you see the rise of these bands, and then also the rise of MTV, and it seems like, their images clearly seem to be built almost for that genre. How did they say MTV changed their strategy or changed their music or the way that they operated?
I think it was really just what allowed them to be the phenomenon that they were. Like you were saying, like we were saying earlier, these bands, some of them had been trying to get signed since the 70s, but they'd been doing these shows all the while, even in small clubs that were like arena shows. And so when MTV came along and started playing their videos, they were ready to go, and they had the presentation down. But MTV playing Quiet Riot's Come On Feel the Noise specifically is the record that blew this whole thing open. When Quiet Riot replaces the Police's Synchronicity on the top of the charts, that's really the moment where all of the labels are like, we need some of this right away. You know, like this is, there's money here. And so that's really the moment that changes everything, because these bands were like built for MTV. And so they were just ready to go.
Wow. Well, guys, thanks for the trip down memory lane. For more on these guys on social media, you can check it out, the information on your screen. Tom, Richard, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.